What if Edgar Cayce was correct in his assertion that the soul doesn't instantly depart from the body upon death? What if there are particular indicators that show a departed spirit is still hanging around its physical presence? If you've pondered whether your loved ones have truly left, or if they remain nearby in some form, the insights you're about to uncover from one of America's most documented psychics will fundamentally shake your beliefs about death and the afterlife. Before we delve into Cayce's remarkable revelations from his vast archive of over 14,000 documented readings, be sure to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with anyone in search of deeper spiritual insight. The information we're about to unveil comes directly from the archives of the Edgar Cayce Foundation in Virginia Beach, and it could reshape your perception of death forever. Edgar Cayce, often referred to as the sleeping prophet, dedicated over 4 decades to a trance-like state, during which he provided readings that were subsequently meticulously recorded and analyzed by countless researchers. Among his many remarkable insights into healing, prophecy, and consciousness, perhaps the most profound were his revelations concerning the state of the soul immediately following physical death. In numerous readings, Cayce depicted a transitional phase where the soul continues to be connected to the earthly realm, pinpointing distinct signs that reflect this connection. Yet, there is even more remarkable about these teachings. Cayce did not merely speculate about the soul's presence post-death. He actually interacted with souls still hovering close to their physical forms, offering in-depth accounts of their experiences and the reasons they hadn't fully transitioned. These cases, documented in the archives of the Association for Research and Enlightenment, illustrate trends that contemporary grief counselors and spiritual guides are just beginning to comprehend. In reading 5T7564, Cayce explained the soul's journey following death. He stated that the soul does not separate from the body right away. Instead, it undergoes what he referred to as a transition period, which can vary from 3 days to several weeks, influenced by the soul's attachment to earthly matters and its spiritual growth at the moment of death. The first indicator Cayce noted was what he called electrical disturbances in the surrounding environment. In various readings, such as those numbered 136-18 and 254-68, he illustrated how the energy field of a lingering soul continues to engage with electrical systems, leading to phenomena like flickering lights, radios activating on their own, or electronic gadgets malfunctioning in inexplicable ways unrelated to typical electrical issues. Cayce noted that the vibrational frequency of the soul during this transitional phase interferes with the electromagnetic fields that power contemporary devices. This insight transforms our understanding of consciousness and its connection to physical matter. Yet, the intrigue doesn't stop there. Cayce recorded specific instances where family members observed these electrical occurrences, and when he entered his trance state to explore, he discovered that the soul of the deceased was indeed still present, attempting to communicate through the only methods available to them. In the reading 395-41, Cayce recounted an instance involving a recently departed father who caused the family radio to activate at certain moments, consistently tuning in to a station that played his cherished hymns. Upon the family reaching out to Cayce, he disclosed that the father's spirit was utilizing the radio as a means of communication, attempting to console his grieving wife by broadcasting music that was particularly meaningful in their relationship. However, the electrical anomalies were merely the start. Cayce went on to identify a second significant indication of a soul's proximity to the body, which he referred to as temperature fluctuations in specific areas. In reading 1947-23, he clarified that when a soul remains connected to the physical world, their presence results in palpable temperature shifts in places that held particular importance to them during their lifetime. These are not merely random cold spots. Instead, they represent specific temperature changes that happen in familiar locations, such as a favorite chair, bedroom, or workspace. The scientific insights offered by Cayce were impressive for his era. He explained that the soul's energy body, referred to as the etheric double, persists in the same areas the individual visited during their lifetime. This etheric body functions at a vibrational frequency distinct from that of physical matter, resulting in what he called thermal displacement. In essence, the soul's presence attracts energy from the nearby surroundings, leading to a decrease in temperatures in the immediate area. In a remarkable case from 1936, one that even surprised Cayce's stenographer, Gladys Davis, a woman reached out to Cayce regarding her late husband. She noted that his study was persistently 15 degrees cooler than the other rooms in their home, despite the heating system functioning properly. During a psychic investigation, Cayce discovered that the husband's spirit was still residing in his study, hesitant to part with his cherished collection of books and research. In his reading 1947-3, Cayce revealed that the husband was attempting to finish a manuscript he had been working on prior to his passing, and his deep concentration on this incomplete task was what kept him tethered to the material world. Cayce recommended that the widow perform a ceremonial act by placing the unfinished manuscript in a special box accompanied by a note that would release her husband from earthly commitments, thus enabling his soul to progress on its spiritual path. This leads us to the third indication recognized by Cayce, which he referred to as intentional object manipulation. In contrast to erratic poltergeist occurrences, Cayce illustrated how lingering spirits engage with particular items that bore significant emotional weight in their lives. In reading 262-86, he noted that these entities retain enough connection to the physical world to shift, rearrange, or even create objects, but they do this with a specific purpose and significance. The distinction between this intentional manipulation and typical paranormal events is essential. Cayce highlighted that the souls who remain do not partake in random or alarming actions. Instead, they engage with objects in ways that are significant to their loved ones, such as placing a wedding ring in a noticeable spot, opening a book to an important section, or rearranging photos to draw attention to certain memories. In a notable case recorded in reading 37 World War II, Cayce described a mother whose spirit lingered close to her body for almost 2 weeks following her death, frequently relocating her infant's shoes throughout the house. When the grieving father approached Cayce for insight, he discovered that his wife's spirit was attempting to convey that she was still watching over their child, with the baby shoes symbolizing her enduring spiritual presence in the child's life. However, there's a deeper insight that Cayce shared regarding why certain souls hover near their physical forms while others move on right away. In reading 1152-9, he clarified that the soul's connection to the material world isn't solely driven by unfinished matters or a fear of death, but instead relates to their level of spiritual growth and their comprehension of what follows next. Cayce explained that souls who attain a heightened spiritual awareness in life often opt to linger near their physical forms for a short period, aiming to assist their loved ones as they navigate the grieving process. These advanced souls recognize that their presence can bring solace and healing during such a challenging time of loss, and they intentionally postpone their transition to fulfill this purpose. This phenomenon accounts for why particularly spiritually evolved individuals seem to have a strong presence following their death. They are not trapped or uncertain about their transition. Rather, They are making a deliberate decision to remain accessible to those in need of their guidance and support shortly after their physical departure. The fourth sign highlighted by Cayce was dream visitations, which exhibit distinct traits. Although numerous individuals mention dreaming about departed loved ones, Cayce clarified in reading 5756A8 that there are clear distinctions between typical grief-related dreams and genuine soul interactions. When a soul remains close to their physical form, Cayce referred to their dream messages as possessing enhanced clarity and intentional communication. During these genuine visitations, the individual appears just as they were in life, frequently adorned in clothing or accessories of special importance. They communicate in a direct and coherent manner, often sharing specific details that the dreamer would not have known otherwise. Most crucially, such dreams provide a sense of comfort and tranquility, rather than feelings of sadness or unrest. Cayce recorded an extraordinary instance in reading 1646-1, where a woman shared that she had 3 successive dreams involving her late mother. Each dream contained particular guidance regarding financial issues that the mother had never addressed during her lifetime. Upon following these directives, the woman uncovered concealed savings accounts and insurance policies that ensured her family's financial stability. Cayce affirmed that the mother's spirit lingered specifically to provide her daughter with this crucial information. The fifth and possibly most important sign identified by Cayce was what he referred to as protective interventions. In reading 39-544, he elaborated on how souls that remain near their physical forms often take on the role of spiritual protectors for their loved ones, stepping in during circumstances that might pose physical or emotional risks. Such interventions can appear as an inexplicable intuition that halts someone from engaging in a perilous action, a sudden failure of machinery that averts a detrimental choice, or even tangible sensations, such as the feeling of a hand on their shoulder during critical moments. Cayce noted that these protective measures are among the primary reasons spiritually advanced individuals opt to postpone their transition. A striking example from 1941 illustrates this phenomenon effectively. A man reached out to Cayce following the recent passing of his wife, sharing that he had been safeguarded from making several impulsive decisions that could have had severe financial repercussions. Each time, he experienced what he described as his wife's hand gently holding him back, paired with a distinct sense of her disapproval. Upon Cayce's investigation, he discovered that the essence of the wife was indeed still present, having recognized that her husband's sorrow was obstructing his judgment during a crucial time. She had opted to linger near her physical form specifically to assist him in navigating the early struggles of widowhood until he could restore his emotional balance. This fundamentally alters our understanding of the connection between life and death. Cayce's insights imply that physical passing isn't an abrupt separation, as we often conceive, but rather the onset of a transitional phase, during which the soul gradually detaches from earthly ties and relationships. What truly elevates Cayce's teachings is this profound idea. He offered tangible advice for individuals who notice these indications of a soul's presence. In his reading 5756-12, he articulated that, although this spiritual presence may provide solace, it is crucial for both the living and the deceased that this transitional phase does not last forever. Cayce emphasized that the living can assist their departed loved ones by recognizing their presence with acknowledgement and appreciation, while granting them permission to progress in their spiritual journey. This could entail directly communicating with the departed soul, conveying gratitude for their ongoing support, and encouraging them to advance into the light of their upcoming spiritual stage. The approach Cayce proposed was both straightforward and deeply meaningful. He proposed establishing a serene moment for meditation or prayer, where you recognize the signs of their presence, share your love and appreciation for their ongoing support, and then formally let them go to further their spiritual journey. This process is not about rejecting them or severing ties, but rather about aiding their highest potential just as they are aiding yours. In his readings, particularly 262-89, Cayce noted that souls lingering near their physical forms for too long can hinder their own spiritual growth and create energetic disarray for those still living. The optimal transition includes a phase of adjustment and guidance, followed by a gradual release that benefits all parties involved. What is particularly intriguing is how Cayce's insights on the presence of souls post-death relate to his overall views on consciousness and spiritual development. He explained that death represents merely another stage in the soul's everlasting journey, acting not as a conclusion, but rather as a transition from one form of existence to another. This viewpoint reframes sorrow from a sense of irreversible loss into a chance for enhanced spiritual insight. When we become aware of the signs indicating that our departed loved ones remain near, we can find solace and direction while also embracing the natural evolution of their spiritual paths. The scientific ramifications of Cayce's insights are remarkable. Long before contemporary quantum physics began to investigate consciousness as a core element of the universe, Cayce was articulating the soul's capacity to engage with physical reality via vibrational frequencies and electromagnetic fields. His intricate insights into how consciousness functions independently of brain activity foreshadow numerous breakthroughs that researchers are only starting to substantiate. However, perhaps most significantly, Cayce's teachings regarding the soul's existence after death establish a foundation for alleviating the fear and uncertainty that often accompany mourning. By recognizing that our deceased loved ones do not merely disappear, but enter a transitional state in which they can still provide guidance and protection, the experience of grief shifts from a sense of abandonment to a journey of mutual support through a natural spiritual process. The ramifications reach far beyond personal solace. Cayce's readings imply that grasping the soul's journey post-death can enhance our current life experiences. When we acknowledge that consciousness persists beyond physical demise, and that our spiritual growth influences our capacity to assist others in their times of need, we are inspired to foster greater awareness, compassion, and wisdom in our lives. In his discussion of 1152-11, Cayce stated that souls who attain spiritual maturity during their lifetime are better suited to act as guides and protectors during their transition phase. This provides a strong motivation for spiritual advancement, benefiting not only ourselves, but also enhancing our capacity to assist others both in life and after. Furthermore, this insight alters our perspective on mortality. Rather than perceiving death as something to dread or avoid thinking about, Cayce's teachings invite us to regard it as a natural transition that we can prepare for through spiritual growth, meditation, and helping others. The practical implications of recognizing these signs are significant. Families who acknowledge that their loved ones may still be with them can derive solace from experiences that might otherwise be interpreted as random or unsettling occurrences. Rather than being unsettled by fluctuations in electricity or variations in temperature, individuals can interpret these occurrences as loving messages from souls that are not quite ready to depart. Healthcare professionals and grief counselors familiar with these phenomena can offer more meaningful support to bereaved families. Instead of dismissing reports of strange experiences as mere flights of fancy or hopeful thinking, they can guide individuals in understanding these encounters through Cayce's perspective, which emphasizes an enduring spiritual connection. Even those who are skeptical can gain insight from these ideas. Regardless of one's beliefs about the continuation of the soul after death, Cayce's teachings present a compassionate lens through which to navigate loss and discover significance amid sorrow. The focus on spiritual growth, helping others, and the perpetual nature of consciousness brings hope and purpose, independent of varying views on the afterlife. The records of these instances in the Edgar Cayce Foundation archives serve as a valuable asset for scholars investigating consciousness, mortality, and spiritual experiences. In contrast to anecdotal evidence or religious beliefs, Cayce's readings present thorough and consistent accounts of the soul's existence after death, which can be analyzed, compared, and validated against documented experiences. Furthermore, contemporary technology has started to offer instruments capable of detecting some of the phenomena outlined by Cayce. Devices such as electromagnetic field detectors, thermal sensors, and digital recording tools can now capture the electrical fluctuations and temperature changes that Cayce identified as indicators of the soul's presence. Although this does not validate the spiritual interpretations of these occurrences, it does confirm that the physical manifestations Cayce described are indeed real and quantifiable. The worldwide influence of Cayce's insights regarding death and the survival of the soul continues to expand, as an increasing number of individuals pursue knowledge about consciousness and spiritual life. His readings have impacted numerous writers, scholars, and spiritual mentors who investigate the persistence of consciousness after physical demise. What sets Cayce's methodology apart is its practical focus. Instead of concentrating on theological ideas, his readings deliver concrete advice for identifying, understanding, and reacting to indications of the soul's presence. This pragmatic approach to spirituality appeals to those grappling with genuine loss and searching for authentic solace and insight. The amalgamation of Cayce's insights with contemporary grief counseling and hospice care has fostered innovative methods for assisting both those approaching death and those who are grieving. When healthcare professionals acknowledge that dying may encompass a transitional phase during which the soul stays linked to its loved ones, they can aid families in navigating this journey with enhanced understanding and reduced anxiety. Moreover, Cayce disclosed a deeper truth regarding the timing of these soul connections. In reading 575614, he stated that certain souls are intentionally designated to linger closer to their physical forms for an extended duration, as they have significant spiritual tasks to fulfill for their families and communities. These occurrences are not mere coincidences, but rather divinely arranged moments for healing and guidance. Cayce recorded an extraordinary instance in reading 1743-2, where the spirit of a minister lingered for more than a month following his passing, offering spiritual support to his congregation through dreams and intuitive insights perceived by church members. Upon the congregation's inquiry, Cayce disclosed that higher spiritual entities had chosen the minister to assist his community during a notably difficult time marked by social and economic turmoil. This helps to clarify why some of the most spiritually adept individuals appear to retain a pronounced presence after death. Rather than struggling with their transition, they are achieving a higher mission that necessitates their ongoing engagement in worldly matters. Cayce referred to these souls as bridgewalkers, entities that exist concurrently in both the physical and spiritual dimensions, acting as channels for divine wisdom. The practical significance of this teaching is remarkable. It suggests that losing a spiritually advanced loved one doesn't necessarily signify the cessation of their guidance and support. Rather, it can signify the start of a deeper spiritual connection, where they can impart wisdom from a higher viewpoint while continuing to express their profound love and care for those they have left behind. What makes this even more astonishing is that Cayce offered distinct techniques to improve communication with these present souls. In reading 2:6291, he outlined a meditation technique he referred to as soul communion. In this practice, the individual enters a serene, open state and intentionally invites interaction with their deceased loved ones. This process does not involve conducting seances or relying on mediums. Instead, it focuses on cultivating the innate psychic abilities that Cayce claimed everyone possesses. According to Cayce, the crucial aspect of this communication is to approach it with the appropriate mindset and realistic expectations. In reading 5756-16, he highlighted that the souls who linger after death are there to offer support, guidance, and protection, rather than to fulfill curiosity or validate their existence. By engaging in soul communion with a sincere need for spiritual insight and an openness to receive wisdom, communication can occur in a natural and beneficial manner. Cayce also pointed out that the clarity and strength of these communications largely hinge on the spiritual progress of the individual seeking contact. People who have enhanced their intuitive skills through practices such as meditation, prayer, and helping others are more prone to receive clear and beneficial guidance from their deceased loved ones. This serves as a strong incentive for spiritual development, benefiting not only ourselves, but also our capacity to sustain meaningful relationships with those who have passed on. Since Cayce's passing in 1945, the scientific support for his teachings has significantly increased. Contemporary studies in consciousness, quantum physics, and near-death experiences have offered compelling proof that awareness persists beyond physical death. Research carried out at prominent universities has identified instances where consciousness appears to exist separately from brain function, aligning with Cayce's core principle that the soul exists independently from the body. Dr. Raymond Moody's groundbreaking investigations into near-death experiences uncovered recurring themes that closely resonate with Cayce's accounts of the soul's journey post-mortem. Individuals who have experienced clinical death and were later revived frequently recounted encounters with loved ones who had passed away, sensations of consciousness beyond the physical form, and an awareness of happenings in the physical realm during their unconscious state. These observations strongly reinforce Cayce's perspectives on the soul's capacity to remain conscious and present following bodily death. As we conclude our examination of Edgar Cayce's insights regarding indicators that a soul is still near its physical body, keep in mind that this understanding transcends mere comprehension of death. It encourages us to engage with a deeper awareness of the spiritual aspects of life, recognizing that consciousness persists after physical death, and that our deceased loved ones may remain with us to offer guidance and protection, allows us to face both life and death with enhanced courage, empathy, and insight. The 5 indicators identified by Cayce, namely electrical anomalies, shifts in temperature, intentional movement of objects, specific characteristics in dream visitations, and protective intercessions, serve as a framework to help us identify when our loved ones are still spiritually with us. More significantly, they pave the way for a deeper spiritual connection and understanding that can fundamentally alter our perception of existence. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for further insights into Edgar Cayce's profound messages concerning consciousness, healing, and spiritual growth. If this video has offered you new perspectives on the continuity of life beyond death, please hit that like button and share it with anyone who might derive comfort from these incredible insights from America's most documented psychic. Keep in mind that death is not the conclusion, but rather a change, and our loved ones are never really lost. They are merely progressing on their everlasting journey, still here to assist us in our personal spiritual growth. The signs exist for those who can identify them, and the solace they offer is open to all who are prepared to embrace the deep enigma of consciousness that Edgar Cayce devoted his life to understanding and recording for our advantage.